This is CNEagles.com. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, alongside Carson-Newman head softball coach Vickee Kazee-Hollifeld. Vic, go for another milestone this weekend. You can break into the top 20 all-time in victories among all divisions with a doubleheader sweep over the Coker Cobras, but more importantly, start of conference play. What has the non-conference schedule done to prep you for this conference slate?
There's no question we've played good teams along the way, and when you play Armstrong Atlantic, Columbus State, I mean, we've just had several good teams to go up against. So we look forward to hopefully having a pretty day here Saturday, but ready to get into conference play.
Coker's 11-8, and the bulk of their work comes from a senior pitcher. What stands out to you about the Cobras?
Well, they've always had a good team through the years. David Hanna has done an excellent job there, but they come ready to play. But again, it's the first two conference games, and they're all so very critical. But they'll be ready to play. She throws a lot of off speed, so we'll have to be ready for that as well.
Coker, a team that you've seen in the past. First meeting was way back in 1992. 10 meetings all time. 7 of them have been in postseason play. Is there anything you remember about facing the Cobras in either the NAIA district days or in a few Southeast regionals here in the NCAA days?
Well, again, you could count on them being there. David's always done a great job recruiting, but he will have them ready, to play on Saturday. You can just count on that.
Let's talk about Kelly Hensley for a moment. Past 4 games, she's only batting .780, which is a little absurd. We've talked about her putting the bat on the ball. Is there anything that she's done here of late to continue to elevate her game to now stratospheric levels?
I always go back to pitch selection. I always tell any player they want to up their batting average, it's about pitch selection. But what a great leadoff hitter to have with that slugging percentage, on-base percentage. She's not going to go after a good pitch. So if you don't come in the zone, she has a keen eye. She's going to be standing there because a pitcher has walked her. So, but again, I'm not just saying pitch selection. She's just got a level cut. She gets her hands out on the ball extremely well. So hitting it very, very well right now.
Coming off of a no-hitter, too. Kaylin Davis fires the 3rd one of the year for the Eagles as a team, and the 2nd complete game no-hitter for her this season. What do you like about your pitching staff and where it is heading into conference play?
I'm going to ask you a question. Doesn't she do that in a quiet manner?
Very quiet. I mean,
it goes very unnoticed sometimes, but what a great job she's doing of keeping the ball down. If anybody would say, what is the difference maker between her last season and to this season, if you go back and watch any footage, the ball was up. She was working the waist, but so effectively keeping the ball down this year. But what a fine young lady she is. On and off the field, I couldn't be happier for her.
I mean, it's not too often you see a pitcher have a perfect game and a no-hitter, and combined between those games, only strike out 2. But her ground ball to flyout ratio is just absurd, nearly 10-to-1 for ground outs to flyouts, especially in those games.
Sure. I mean, your point well taken. I think if you go back and look at the stats, ground ball after ground ball, and that's what you work for. Defensively, you're working with that infield every day. The defense knows that behind her. She's not going for the strikeout. She's going for the ground ball. She's going for the missed time hit, for the pop-up. So, again, tip our hat to her and hope she keeps going. But the one thing, too, that I noticed with Miss Davis, she just doesn't take a pitch off. That's another big difference. You cannot, with the competition we're going up against, you cannot take a pitch off.
Vickee, pleasure as always. Good luck this weekend against the Cobras.
Thanks, Adam.
It's Carson-Newman head softball coach Vickee Kazee-Holllifield. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, and this is CNEagles.com.